My name is Debora and Eden, and I accidentally became a meme. This is that story. Most people know my face from this video. It started 4 years ago. I live in the Notting Hill community, quite close to Grenfell Tower. The Grenfell fire happened on the 14th of June, 2017.
With horrifying ferocity, the fire consumed Grenfell Tower in minutes.
The volume of lives that we still don't know the real number, but the number we were given was 72, which is, I think, identifies the households that were burnt to death in a most horrific way.
A 24-floor inferno from which there was no escape for some.
Even now, I don't think anyone's really got over that. In the distress of what had happened, the community just rallied around each other. Everyone just got their stuff out. Every towel, every blanket, whatever you had to give to survivors.
The public's help has been overwhelming. Community, people donating.
The survivor story is the most moving one because they haven't had justice to this day. Justice for Grenfell became the passion that led everyone to join that march. I've always been a teacher and a community person and have quite a lot of influence in the Notting Hill area. So it was really important for me to try and educate the young people around me to take part in something about getting your voice heard. Unfortunately, the media decided that it would be more fun to go to these young people who are inexperienced about whether they were going to riot and so on and so forth.
They neglect the needs of the people simply because they're poor and because they can.
I said, there were some speeches over there. Why are you not recording the positive? Why are you trying to antagonise the young people? I said to them, I've already told you I'm not speaking to you. So they decided to follow me. Oh no, you didn't. Who are you following? I had to look at them like, are you well? Didn't I just tell you to stop following me? I actually did give them an interview in the end, which I'm sure they wish they hadn't asked for.
What are people being here so angry? How is the council
Well, why don't you tell me why they're so angry? What do you think the reason is?
I have to school you without swearing. Took all my soul.
Why do you think they're here?
Clearly
Why
people
do
are
you?
upset and angry.
Well, then why ask me a stupid question?
All my soul, not to disrespect myself as an angry black woman, but to look articulate and to reflect back to this man to answer his own stupid question. You're being insensitive, you're being arrogant, you're being really quite bad at your job. I mean, it's humorous because the look fits so many scenarios, but I'm sure that most of the people who will be looking at it may not know what that scenario came from. You can't see who I'm looking at, which is probably why it's so usable. All across the globe, I even had a cousin ring me from Canada, and she said to me, please tell my husband that you are my cousin. I was like, Nadine, I haven't spoken to you since we were 14. As it went on, I actually thought I could see the humour in it, and then I started to see the jokes attached to it, like, you know, when you hit your mum's in the back of the ankle with the shopping trolley. Because I have been looked at like that when I've done some stupid shit like that, do you know what I mean? I think my son got something sent. He said, oh my God, look at this woman. He's like, you know that's my mum, right? And then he rang me, I was like, Mum, what have you and Vida done? I was like, what are you talking about? He said, you're everywhere. It wasn't my best day though. I mean, I don't normally look that ratchet. I've got to live with that as well. So I think sometimes people don't recognise me because I look so bad that day. And now I'd make every effort to, you know, to try and turn up. I think the issue for me would be this. The friends and family and people in my community may not appreciate the fact that there's a joke attached to something that's quite serious. I don't think it's ever going away. I think that I thought it would have been a year later it would go away. But here we are coming into like the 4th year and, you know, it blows up. Anytime there's a new joke, that blows up, blows up, blows up. I will just say that the message behind it and the moment that it was captioned from was the Grenfell fire. And if you have any interest in making any kind of charitable donations, please go online and look for the Grenfell Foundation. For all other information, please visit Grenfell United online and you'll find out about what's happening now, forthcoming events and marches, and updates on the survivor stories.